Aloha kakayaka means good morning to you. Woo! I did a great workout, and you know, when I was watering the yard this morning, and I was looking at my lotus, and it's so funny because in yoga we talk about flower petal blooming, and a lot of times we acknowledge ourselves to become a lotus. And the reason why I said that is lotus is something of a, the more dirt and the more, excuse me, grind that we get through in life, the more beautiful we become. And, sometimes when we feel that there's so much struggles and why am I put into this? What kind of karma got me through this to be in this bad situation? And like a lotus, the more you sink into the filth, you can born into a flower. It's because, think about the words. We have to. Everything in life, we always think it's picture perfect. Because that's what we see on TV or in the movies and stuff like that. And, how did it become pretty? You have to go through so much diversity like a plant. It comes out like a seed. You put it in, and sometimes, and when I came back and into this morning, I was saying, and I'm so grateful that literally, when I came back, my garden there wasn't even a garden. It was just very lifeless. And I can feel that energy outside. And so I decided that it's easier to just fix my surroundings. And when I watch, I failed so many times. I came up with so many different ways of planning it this way, doing it this way. But the thing is at the end of the day, Mother Nature wins, right? Because she controls the sun, the rain, everything. And so I got to get humble about this, And when I say being humble is the most best lesson that you can learn being there. It's because, we all think we know it all nowadays because we can just Google it, think about it. But really, people that I learn are not in the Google place. People that I learn from is really hardcore, get your hands dirty kind of people, and became very, very successful. And when I listen to these kind of people, while they're still, I hate to say it, alive, you learn a lot. You learn things more than the computer mind. Because it's real. You get to see, smell, and feel all the senses of how that flame, that fire was burning. And so, for me, I think back and I'm like, right now I'm renovating, redoing my place, and I guess you can call me a junk keeper, but the reason why I love to keep my things because it brings back memories and it also comes back in fashion as well too. But really, if we try to always feel sorry for ourselves, for example, what happened yesterday, who became the victim of the victim? And that place is very disorganized. If you ever went there, is the gas station in Aina Haina. And so you have two people crossing each way, and of course gas tanks are different. And so it was a lot of confusion over there yesterday. And so finally, some lady gives me this stink eye, and I'm thinking, I've seen those eyes before. Because now we're wearing masks, your eyes become the stronger antenna. And I was like, whoa, okay. Wait, I've seen those eyes before. And then I end up like, wow. On social media, she's such a sweetheart, but dang. Those eyes don't lie, that, there is other side of us. And like I said, many of us see us in a certain way, thousands of ways, millions of ways of how we visualize one person. My family member, all three of them probably have all different ideas about me, and my relatives, my friends, and my acquaintance. And so, yes, but the only person that can curate you and know who you are is yourself. Your charisma, your character, your beliefs, and so much more. Because, yes, we can say that biologically, we have this, whether it's your race, or whether it's your nationality, or whether it's, who you are. Because we, as this one person, try to strive to something that make us happy. And the only person can do that is yourself, and stop playing victim. Like I said, going back to that 76 gas station, this lady, I was putting in my gas, I was watching her, so she went, and she backed up, and she backed up, and she backed up, and she finally backed up and hit my car. So I'm like, you just hit my car. And she comes out, and I said, excuse me, you just hit my car. Then she's like, I didn't hit your car. And I said, and she's went off at me, like, it was my fault. And I'm pouring in the gas. How can I be hitting her car when I'm putting in gas? So I gave her a lecture, and I said, why are you lying? Why are you blaming me and saying that I'm making up this story? You think I have time to be making up the story about you hitting my car? I saw everything happening. And how much time you drove back, and finally you hit my car. So I took a picture, and I expanded, and I said, ma'am, yes or no question. Is your car hitting my car? Yes. And I said, then why do you have to go through the trouble of, the first thing, why are you so angry? Why are you yelling at me and screaming at me that you never hit my car when you did? And you just confirm right now, and then everybody started to look. And so I said, I don't know what's going on with your life, but you weren't paying attention completely. And if there was a child over there and you hit it, are you still going to deny it? Because you came out of the car, first thing you did was deny everything. And then next thing you know, she started to cry. Cry. And I said, I'm worried about you. I'm trying to awake you right now. Because you have so much going that you don't even paying attention, and you're screaming at me, but you just confirmed that you did hit me. You think your words are nice to me? Why don't you be more, first thing you come out of the car is say, I'm sorry. Did I hit you? Let me take a look at it. But no, you came out like a raging bull, and I don't deserve that. And she just started to melt. Then the 76 gasoline station guy tried to come out and they, and I'm like, no, you come out when I'm finding out this hysterical lady in peace. I'm trying to let her and make her awake. That yes, we are all going through a lot of stuff in life, but you don't go off because there's one bigger person that knows the truth. It's right up there. And you need to calm your monkey mind down. And we talked about this in one of my, my workshop is talking about certain points that triggers us. And so this is one point that we learn in yoga about monkey mind. And so, these kind of things that happen, and I just looked at the lady and I said, let me move my car and let me see. So I moved my car and I said, it's just minor, but it could have been major. And so I forgive you. And she looked at me and she just started to cry again. And I said, please calm down. You need to take a breath and calm down and stop being so angry at the world and your words. Be more kind, and so you can breathe better. And so I'm using this incident because she just kept on staring at me in a gaze, and I knew what was happening in her life. And, for me to talk, straight, the truth, was the most powerful thing that I could have done for her that day. Because a lot of us is not awakened. Awakened to see, because we're so busy in our own world that we vent out our frustration or our action just to prove that we are right when you could be wrong. I done that so many times. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I didn't like myself for doing that. And because you get so much pressure that you lose yourself and in that shuffle. And so, like today is Friday. It's Aloha Friday. And it's, I just meditated. Yesterday I was like drop dead. Like after that, I had to go and pick up a whole load of things for my, because I'm fixing up my house. And I want it to be a specific ways because this is where my haven is, my place. I'm not going to have somebody else pick up something and I just have to agree with that. Because that was it. No. Not for me, not for Miss Monica. I'm going to design exactly how I want it to be because I deserve it. And I know who I am, I know what I want, and I know what I design, how I want to see myself in the next 20, 30, 40 years until I say goodbye. Because this is my sanctuary. I work really, really hard to get here. And, yesterday it was finally the aha moment. You see? perfect example. Strive to become that lotus within you, you know, because, hey, the roots of your chakra has to go in some kind of soil. So you must be topsoil, right? Because everything you thought it was bad in your life was actually good learning lessons for your life. And if you don't want to change, it will keep on going over and over and again. But if you do want to change and find a life, a lifestyle of what you want to do, then that you find your self-care, because you created that. And so, you know, a lot of times when, and especially now, people talk about self-care. There's so much, there should be sections of self-care. What is real, like, just like yoga, there's so much different kind of yoga. You know, there's a lot of yoga that people don't understand, which is the philosophy side of yoga. And it takes you to understand why certain things, you know, of nature make sense and what you should follow. The spiritual path, as people say, you know. And when people say that, it's not because I'm going to stop swearing, or I'm going to stop drinking, or I'm going to stop doing this or that. A spiritual path is something, is a creation of you. And when you go through that spiritual path, you will start to change and start to get this no judgment in life. Because if you see everything like, oh, I don't want to touch that, or I'm not going to be affiliated with that person because that person is bad, or this or that, you already prejudged something that you don't even know. Do you? Do you really, really know? No. Have you spoken to that person and went through that spiritual path of finding what roots, what dirty, filthy shit that comes all over it? Life is not clean. That's why we have to detox and poop. And if the more you don't detox and poop, your body is not going to work the way it's supposed to be working. It's like the gasoline station. It was crazy. And I was like, you need to center and get better direction before things like this happen. Unnecessary action of things. And maybe, you know what? It was meant to be. At the end, the lady, I actually waited for her to go in her car because I couldn't move. I was like stuck. And she looked at her rear view mirror and she was taking her moment. And I looked at her, didn't rush her, give her her moment because I know she was shaken. And so, you know, sometimes we're so competitive, even when we are in a fight, for example, you know, or because we think we are the leader. I am the leader. I am the owner. I am this. I am this. I am that. You know, it's good. And I always talk about titles and titleship and leadership. You know, that's another whole different dimension about that. You know, and so when we act upon ourselves as being leaders, or we want to win in a relationship, in a battle or in a fight, because we want to prove that we are right, because by the time when we're in that battle, you think they're going to drop their gun and say, wait a minute, let me hear you out? No, they're over there, boom, 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 at the war. No one's going to, and they kill innocent people, they hurt innocent lives, because everybody is explosive, right? Instead of being mindful and say, listen, before we pick up the guns, and guess what? You know who's the top 10 manufacturer of bullets is the US. 6 companies distribute bullets all over the world. Think about it. We can have guns, right? Fine, leave the guns, but put some restriction on these bullets that you guys are passing all over like it's fireworks. And create war. Take away all the bullets, keep your ammunition, and talk peace for once. Just like when you're in a fight with your loved ones, whether it's your husband, your boyfriend, your mom, your dad, whoever. You know, I go at it, 240, boom, I'm explosive. You know, and that's, you know, once you let go of that trigger, boom, words can backfire you, words can hurt, words can do a lot of damages. And so that is something I really learned, is taking ownership on my words. But I'm not going to back down and be, oh yes, honey, oh, you are so right. Yes, my bad. Instead, I choose to say, you could be right and I'm sorry, but there. It's how you bring your contents, and in the discussion, listen. I always been saying this, be silent to listen. And then you get a whole new perspective of everything. Instead, you jump on the next wagon, boom, with the next machine gun, boom, with the next person you bring in, boom, and the next thing you know, you have an army of people all of a sudden hating this person for what? When they trying to explain themselves. You know, it happened to me multiple times in business. And, you know, especially being a female and being from Hawaii, and you know, there's a lot of minus in my corner, you know, being Asian, and, you know, sometimes they think the way I think and say things is weird when it's the truth, because they can't swallow the truth. And then they end up hating me because I'm telling them the truth over and over and over again. How many times I gotta go over and over again? I get all these things. But like I said, when people are in a mission, I gotta go. Okay, I'm coming right now. Yes, you can leave it over there. Thank you. Mahalo. Guess what came in? I'm going to try it out. I can't wait. So, going back to life is really creating whether and how bad life situation is. Take that moment, take that piece to find that 3C, that clarity, and be consistent in what you do, because you know, so our thoughts, our frame, our action is our picture. And don't forget, when I say picture, is because we'll talk more about mirror, mirror, mirror. Until then, you have a wonderful week and stay tuned and keep healthy. Aloha.